2, 1, and play.
Oh man. Did Paramount do all of them? Are they still the Jason company?
I would imagine so, yeah.
And then New Line does Freddy, right?
They did. New Line's not around anymore.
New Line's not around. Who did? There hasn't been a Freddy in a while. Just that remake.
There was the remake. Was that Platinum Dunes or was that not?
Oh God, I would assume probably. No, I don't think that was Platinum Dunes. It didn't have the same feel as like the Texas Chainsaw remake, which was insane.
Yeah.
But they did do the. I think they did do the Friday the 13th remake.
Yeah, I know they did that one because there was a lot of. I know that one got a lot of hate, and there was a lot of hate towards Platinum Dunes as well for that one. It has been a really long time since I've seen it.
Dude,
Hey, you're wearing the shirt. Awesome, dude.
Yeah, rocking it.
Okay.
I can't believe I still don't have one.
I know. I need to get you one. That's my fault.
No, it's fine. God, man, I never did camp ever. Like, I didn't even do like a half-day camp or anything. Certainly never a sleepaway camp.
Good times.
I never got to do a sleepover either. Camp like that.
I just saw so many movies that would convince me not to do it.
I used to have scout camps, and we would read Scariest Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Nice.
I'd always sneak a copy. I got in trouble once for having it because the pictures were not to the Cub Master's liking.
Stephen Gamble, man. Those pictures are iconic.
They're weird. I showed it to my son, and he just shook his head and ran.
I'll say Harold, man. That picture of that damn scarecrow is so scary.
Oh, it's creepy. It's like hairy ooze, and I don't know.
Yeah. I remember the rat, too. The rat dog. Where it was like the Mexican hairless dog, but it was a giant rat. That did not look like a rat. That didn't look like anything. It looked like a nightmare creature.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
God, for being as old as this movie is, it looks freaking phenomenal on Amazon. It's like HD.
Yeah, I think they pulled. If they have a Blu-ray transfer, they pull the Blu-ray transfer.
They pulled the Blu-ray transfer. It's solid.
It does look good. Yeah, I think the last time I saw it was on a DVD, so an improvement.
So how old would Pamela Voorhees have been at this point? What year is it? 54 or something like that?
Yeah.
It's 58.
58?
Okay. I think.
And it's supposed to take place in 80. So, I mean, she's not even that old in this movie, although maybe she just looks good for her age. She's what, like 50s in this movie?
Yeah.
Let's see how old she was. Is she still alive? She's still alive, isn't she?
No, she just died not too long ago.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think within like a year or so.
I think I sent you guys a link of it, but in Minnesota there's a town called Crystal Lake.
Oh, okay.
And this guy, he bought a life-size Jason statue.
Oh my God!
And put it right where this popular diving spot is. And it scares the crap of all these training divers.
I remember that because how freaking realistic it looked. On being underwater, it looked better than most of the shots of Jason chained up.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Dude, I can imagine that would scare the bejesus out of people.
Even if I knew that was there, it would still scare the shit out of me. I knew it was fake.
So she was born in 1926, which would have made her, what, 32 when this movie came out? No, 34 when this movie came out. Or, no, 34 in 1950.
Yeah. I was going to say.
Yeah, I could do math, right? And then 54 when that makes sense. 54.
Yeah.
1980. Yeah.
That seems about right.
And Jason was like a 10-year-old kid or something like that. That makes sense. All right, I'm buying it now.
How does he make the jump from being like a full-grown giant man then in the second one?
Well, 58 to 80 is like a long time. That's 22 years.
But he's still a little boy when he pulls.
Oh shit! Yes, he is. He totally is a little kid when he pulls her under.
He ate all of his vegetables.
So yes, there you go. Yeah.
Yes, he did.
It was good.
What's everybody's favorite Friday the 13th movie? Not even favorite Jason, but like favorite movie to watch. Like
Jason
if
goes
we
to
weren't
hell.
doing, see, that's one that's really hard for me to watch.
Me
It's a
too.
weird
And then
movie.
I watched it, and I love Evil Dead so much, and to me it seems like Evil Dead married Friday the 13th, and that's what came out.
That is a great way to put it, though.
Made it
It's
very
all
true.
possession and demonic shit. Yeah.
And just the way Jason looks, like I mentioned it in the comments, but his mask, it's weirdly fused with the head, and the head is weird looking. It looks like a very zombified Jason that you don't see in the other ones, and I don't know, I thought it was really cool.
Which one's the Jason that's like straight up a monster? He's not even human looking at all. Is that like part 6 or 7? 5 is the one
6
that's
and
not
7.
Jason. Which one is it?
6 and 7 for me.
Those are your favorites?
No, where he looks like he's a.
Oh yeah, here we
monster.
go. Yeah, he's straight up like a horrifying creature. He's not even human at all. He's got like crazy teeth.
So we've got
Sorry about
Andrea and
that.
James in the comments, and Andrea says that this first one is her favorite.
Oh.
This one's definitely classic. I really will champion part 2. Like I think
the
Jason in
second-
that one is really good.
The potato bag head.
Yeah.
The baghead, and then he does. I mean, the mask comes off, and he's basically just like a bearded hillbilly-looking character.
Is it where he jumps in the window and
Yeah.
like
Yeah, you get to see
okay,
his
yeah,
face,
that has a
He's-
lot of good scares. In it.
He's got really long hair and a beard. That's a great Jason. And I keep seeing a lot of people, even on Bloody Disgusting app today, they posted like, if you like Jason X, like champion that movie because it's actually not as bad as you remember. But I don't know. I don't know if I can be sold on that. I remember that movie being really bad, actually.
It's bad. I love it though.
It's got
And
the
I think I
greatest
would
kill
love-
in the series.
Now, let me predict. Peter, are you talking about the cryogenic freezing of the head?
That's
Smashing
the
on the
one. That's the
I
one.
knew it. I agree. That is a great kill. One of my favorite kills of the whole series.
Yeah. And there's also the holographic girls like talking about how they like to
Yeah.
do drugs
We-
and have premarital
We like premarital sex.
Straight to the point, eh?
Yeah.
And then that's another sleeping bag kill moment, too. I think he puts him in the sleeping bag and bashes him against trees in that one.
Oh,
Oh,
so,
yeah,
yeah.
that was-
Somebody mentioned that as their favorite kill when we
Yeah.
did the question. So.
He does that in the remake. I know he does that in the 2009 version. Or no, he lights her on fire in the sleeping bag. I don't think he actually
Oh.
puts her against the tree.
Oh, and he kind of roasted her above the fire,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, but it was really lame. Like, it wasn't a good roasting. There was a much better roasting in Silent Hill, which is a weird thing to say. But Silent Hill had the worst roasting I've ever seen in my life. It was so
Comedy
damn.
Central couldn't have done it better.
Oh man.
It was a good roast.
And I'm not even talking about the woman from Walking Dead. I can't remember what her name is. The blonde woman from Walking Dead got like she was in the ladder that they lowered over the fire.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the little girl that was on the spit, and they
Yeah.
showed it in like a black and white flashback. And I was like, I can't do this. Oh my god, this is insane. I saw that movie in theaters too, and I just about lost my mind.
I saw that in theaters too. Yeah.
Yeah, I was younger, and I might have been under the influence of illegal drugs, and I was watching it. And when those little baby monsters came out of the shadows and were like screaming and walking towards her, I was freaking out. I was like, "Oh my god, I can't handle this noise!" And the sirens and shit. I was like gonna have a panic attack. I was like, "I can't do this." And then
That's
she
what I
watched
thought when I
it.
had kids.
Oh man,
Oh crap, it's coming back to me.
yeah. She had to walk through that room with all the nurses that were
Yeah.
frozen in place. And I never played the game, so that it didn't have any sort of nostalgia for me. I was just like, this is nuts.
Yeah, I watched a friend play the games, and he would play them on the giant TV in our dorm community room at like 3:00 in the morning. So it was really scary because all the lights were out, and he was playing this really scary game. Yeah, I remember being really freaked out, and then the movie was also very scary.
I'll tell you what I always remember is every time I watch this movie, that shot right there where he just goosed that girl on the way into the truck. That's what I always remember. He totally grabbed her behind. Like that's how he put her in the truck. He didn't like
Yeah.
grab her by the waist. He literally cupped her buttocks as he lifted her up into the truck.
That would never fly today.
Yeah, no way.
And
There's
I
a
can't
ton
believe it
of
flew
in
back
this
then.
movie. Yeah, there's a ton in this
This is
movie.
actually my first time seeing it, and I just like, whoa.
Oh no.
No way.
Really? Oh my
So
god.
we're not spoiling
Yeah.
anything. By
Sorry.
now you have to know like the reveal in this movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. This is a terrible way to watch it for your first time.
Yeah,
Like,
for real.
you're like,
Well, it's either terrible or it's going to be really fun. I mean,
well, yeah,
it's
that's
one
true.
of those two.
That's true. But if you want to pay attention, good luck.
I'll manage.
You can
It's
just
funny
mute the
too.
phone.
Yeah, it's funny too. As a teacher, I agree with this girl about the whole comment about kids. Like, don't call them kids because it sounds like they're little goats. That's something that you're kind of indoctrinated for as a teacher. We don't call them kids because it is kind of weird. Students. That's what I always call them. Students.
Oh.
If I'm in any sort of meeting and someone calls them kids, most of us will just go like, no, they're not kids. They're children or students. But like, it's a weird thing as a teacher to have that reaction to that word.
So I work for a Department of Children and Families, do their IT, or I'm part of the team that does their IT, and we have social workers call in, and for some reason, a huge portion of the social workers here call them kiddos, and like that's so not part of
bugs me
my
too.
lexicon.
Yeah,
I'm just like, why? Why are you calling?
kiddos.
Yeah, it must be like a Wisconsin thing. I don't know.
It could be a regional thing.
Maybe.
This guy is so angry about him opening the
Yeah.
camp up again.
Yeah.
Tell us how you really feel.
He's like the resident cantankerous old man.
You're a fucking cunt.
Dude, and he's angry. He's legit.
Yeah.
Like, look at her, the way he's like yelling at her about it. She's so happy and cheerful. She's not having any of his negative Nancy bullshit.
Yeah.
You're a fucking weasel.
And then, yeah, dude, for real. And then that, the old guy from the beginning that we totally
You're
forgot,
a
the
fucking
Harbinger.
cunt. Weasel.
Uh-oh. Oh, are you driving, Max? You got road rage?
Someone's road raging.
I forgot she got dropped off. For some reason, I remember her jumping out of this truck, but then I'm like, why would she jump out of this truck? It's not this truck at all. It's the Jeep.
Yeah.
Look at that backpack.
Seriously.
And she's a chef. That's what she's
Heck,
bringing with her.
go.
Oh, man, here we go. Introduction to the characters.
Yeah, this is something that Final Girls got right. I think the
Yeah.
movie The Final Girls.
I was just gonna bring that up. That's one of my favorite movies.
I love that movie
I
too.
love that movie.
Man,
Yeah.
Tab and I were supposed to watch that together so many times. And then
Yeah.
we never got to do it. And then I did it on Cinema Throwdown. And I felt so shitty about it. Because it's like, Tab, I'm going to do it on Cinema Throwdown because we were doing slashers.
Yeah.
And-
No, I think it was a good choice.
I love that movie
Best
too.
best part is when that girl dance. Like they say, don't dance because once you dance, he's gonna come.
I know. I love when they put the mittens on her, or the oven mitts on her hands.
It's
and,
the
like,
most
touch her.
aggressive strip tease of all time.
Yeah.
She's just so
Yeah.
nervous. Oh,
I
man.
also really like the slow motion scene. I thought it was very well shot.
Yeah, it was good.
With slow motion. But like, and then, dude, Billy, was that his name? The killer in that
Yeah.
one? He was on fire in slow motion. And that shot of him jumping out of the window and slamming into the ground, I thought was so gorgeous. It was amazing.
It was legit. It
Really
made me
big fan
want
of
to
the
listen to
guy.
Betty Davis eyes every day.
Oh, there you
Yep.
go.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of this guy chopping wood with no shirt but a red bandana on.
Yeah. And look,
Good
are
luck.
those shoes or are those his socks? Like, is he rocking like full blown wool socks?
Yeah, wool socks. Yep.
Oh my God.
We've all been there.
It's quite the look. It's quite the look indeed.
That was easy.
And if you're in a camp, wouldn't you turn that into a like a seat? Why would you get that root out or the stump out of there? It doesn't matter. You're in the woods. Like,
don't
what
know.
are you going to put there that you need that stump gone?
A shrubbery.
There you go.
That guy has the weirdest story arc as well. Like they randomly cut to him in the diner like that. That's like it screeches to a halt to show him in that diner later. It just doesn't make any sense why they cut to that guy.
He has a massive long lunch in the diner. He's there all day, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. And they make a point. They like put him in the raincoat and like he's driving in the rain And for what? For why? Because he's the resident like old man he has to be gone the whole time. I think that maybe is like a formula thing where like because if he was around, he would stop them from doing irrational things.
I think he's a bit of a red herring as well. You're supposed to think that he could be the killer as well.
God, I've seen this so many times that never actually even occurred to me. But you're right. Like, had I never seen it before, possibly I could have thought it was him.
Yeah. Is this the first day that the campers are coming and they're like just fixing up the camp?
No,
on the first
I
day?
think they're still remodeling. I don't know that
okay.
we even get like a timeline for when the campers will actually be there. Ryan, what's up, man? Oh man, I actually have to expand my window. There's so many people in here. I have to expand it to see everyone who's in here. Oh, is he in the group chat? All right. Well, I still give him a shout out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. No worries. He said his wife
No
had
problem, man.
people over. So.
You know, I wonder if. Oh no, I guess because I kind of want to open YouTube because are people talking on YouTube, Tim? I gotta check that out.
Make sure you mute it though, because then
How do I do it?
Grab the link.
Where's it at? Our email?
It's in links at the bottom of the screen.
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then you can just cut and paste it. And then you'll want to mute it though.
Okay. Is there a delay on that?
There's a little bit of a delay.
All my students were talking about Friday the 13th today. And I was
Oh, really?
Oh, if only you could enjoy this movie, but you can't.
It's funny watching this and realizing how much Final Girls takes from this.
Especially this one, right?
Right.
Yeah, I'm still looking for the character with all the buttons on his shirt.
You know what? I'm surprised at how long it takes for all the other characters to pop in here. Like we really get this initial cast for a while. But it's like, oh, Annie never makes it. I guess we have everyone. This is a smaller cast on this one.
Oh, there's Footloose himself.
I like this shot. It's like, all right, everyone get as close as you can so we can get into one shot. Like,
Right.
Seriously, I want you all clumped up together.
This is going on the cover. Hurry.
Well, because I look at the girl in the back. She can barely even get in there. She's like moving her head in a way so that she's in frame. I don't know their names. I'll say right now, I forgot their names. Cannon Fodder 1. Or no, Machete Fodder 1. Arrow Fodder 1. There's a couple arrow kills, right? That other girl gets shot at the archery range, doesn't she?
Yeah, I think so.
That girl right there, in fact.
Oh,
I'm giving it spoilers. What am I doing?
Foreshadowing.
Yeah. That is foreshadowing, actually. I don't know that I ever would have connected that, really. And I'll tell you right now, oh my God. I'd be so angry at that, man. Like, are you insane? That's exactly what she's like. You're crazy.
This is why you don't have a girlfriend.
A lot of them are wearing red,
Yeah, they are.
so it's like red shirts or something.
Well, like I said, the transfer is actually really good. Like, it is very clear. Like, this is
Yeah,
a good looking.
well, even when you pointed out the guy with no shirt on, I was like, his socks are red and his shoelaces are really red too. They match for some reason. So
if you can see that level of detail, it's impressive.
So James wants to know if anybody's seen Saturday the 14th.
I have.
Is it worth it? Is it good?
I haven't seen it for a long time. I think I have it on my media server at home because I don't think you can find it very easy anymore.
Man, I saw it, but it's been years.
What's the other one? Student Bodies, I think, was another one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Slaughter High or Return to Slaughter High.
That's a great one. I fucking love Slaughter High. That is that Jester is awesome. That's a movie I saw when I was probably like 8 or 9 on cable TV. And I was so mind blown that they throw fucking acid on his face as a practical joke. Are you insane?
They just did an awesome Blu-ray release of Slaughter High.
They did, and the cover is so cool. The Jester mask is phenomenal.
Is that a Scream Factory one?
Either that or what's the Australian company that's been doing them? There's a newer company that's been doing really good remasters.
Umbrella?
I think maybe
Umbrella Entertainment.
It could be.
Or Madman.
I don't know. I've seen Vinegar Syndrome. I've seen Arrow Video.
Arrow Video's been doing some too.
Yeah, I think there's one called Vortex.
Who just did the Killer Clowns one? That had a really nice one. Arrow Films just did Killer Clowns.
Okay.
So that's one that I've seen recently. The cover for that is phenomenal. It's so colorful and gorgeous. Look at, she's lucky she didn't jump.
That Scream Factory stuff is.
Scream Factory's awesome.
Yeah.
She's lucky she didn't jump like 1 second later. Yeah, but if she had jumped 1 second later, she would have smashed her head into that gigantic boulder and died.
Hi, John.
Well, we haven't seen the bloopers. She could have. Maybe she's just really.
Yeah,
She really injured her knee right there. So
Yeah.
keep filming. Keep filming.
This is good. We like what you're doing.
Well, that was like the 80s, man. People get hurt and they just keep it in the shot.
It's like really artistic. It's a POV shot, but really it's just one camera guy just running after her.
Right,
Watching
right.
it now, from the point of view that the lead counselor might be the killer, was it the same Jeep that Pamela Voorhees was driving?
I think so.
I think so.
I don't know that I ever connected that. I know, Andrea. Like, seriously. Like, I not only was nothing banned. Andrea just made the comment, like, especially in America, us Americans, that we grew up in a country where you could watch freaking anything. Like, there was nothing banned. There weren't banned lists or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I watched way too many movies way too early on. And it's just, I'm so glad that I live in a place where I was able to do that.
Row. Holy crap.
Look at that. Still holds up. Still holds up.
I mean, it's Tom Savini, so
Yes.
Oh, really? I didn't.
Yeah, he did the makeup on this one.
yeah, he did the makeup on this one, and then we said it earlier, like he left.
He
skipped two because he was not happy they brought Jason back, and then he did The Burning, which is awesome because I love The Burning.
God, if like seriously, we can thank the idea of Jason for giving us The Burning as well.
That's true. Yeah, in and around,
is
yeah,
so
at least the
good.
special effects.
Maybe I'll watch The Burning after this instead.
Yeah, there you go.
I think it's a better slasher movie.
Better camp slasher, yeah.
Yeah. And George Costanza in that is out of control. It's almost funny because when they show young George, he looks like that character. Like, they do the same hair and everything.
That's true. They do.
Yeah.
I just watched the one where they forgot to bring the library book back, and they show him.
Tropic of Cancer? Capricorn?
Yeah. Well, it's like they checked out Tropic of Cancer and Jerry returned it, but he had then checked out Tropic of Capricorn and loaned it to George. Yeah.
Okay. Can't stand ya.
All right. Well, I'm going to head out, guys.
Thanks
All
for
right,
joining
man.
us for a little bit.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out.
Happy birthday, Jake. I'll sing you a song later.
A couple weeks or a couple days still, but yeah, thank you.
Oh, there you go. Well, premature. There you go.
Yep. No, not at all. I appreciate it.
It's the 17th, right?
Yeah, 17th. So
Okay.
it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's a work day. I got no fun on that day either.
Yeah.
Oh, watch Kevin Bacon's dive. It's the best dive. Perfect 10.
Oh my God.
I always notice it every time. Like, especially after her dive, which was legitimate. He just like flops it. He can't do it. And that's the cut they went with.
That was Kevin Bacon, you said?
Yeah.
That did that belly flop.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, okay. I
So
didn't
yeah,
recognize him.
he's well known for being in this movie. That's him swimming around there on the left. But yeah, that was his belly flop that he did as a dive. It was
Yeah.
bullshit.
This is
I
his first
always
major
notice it.
movie, I think.
I think so too. Yeah. And he's not like Kevin Bacon-y. You know what I mean? He's kind of like trying to act for real.
Yeah. I mean, he does normally, but
like seriously, if you watch like Mystic River, he can act. I don't know why he
Yes,
chooses
yeah.
not to, but he can.
For Tremors.
Yeah. And then you watch something like Hollow Man and realize, like, what are you doing? What happened, man? You can do things like Mystic River, and then you do things like Hollow Man. I don't understand it.
Did you ever see The
Yeah.
Following?
No, I never did.
The first 2 seasons of that were really good.
Yeah.
I heard good things about that.
I actually want to go back and rewatch it. It was just that good, to me at least.
So my friend introduced me to the series. I don't have cable, so I didn't get to watch it because it's on Sci-Fi. It's called Channel Zero.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. So if you guys haven't seen that, check that out.
I can't believe she walked up to that dresser and didn't see that giant
there's
snake
no
on the
way.
ground. And she was Tab was telling me about the Tooth Man. What's his name? Does he have a name?
It's just called The Tooth Child
Tooth Child.
because it's like the size of a little kid.
Ryan, aren't these seasons though? Like, there's like 6 episodes. How many seasons are there? Aren't they like? It's an anthology show, so each season is something completely different, right?
There's only 3.
It's on season 3. Okay.
3 seasons so far, I think.
How long are the seasons?
6 episodes.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
Yeah,
Is it-
it's
The cannibal one right now, Butcher Block or something like that. It's got the girl from It Follows too. I think the
Okay.
friend, the one with the clamshell phone.
oh really? We're
think
not on
so.
that season yet. We're still on season 2.
Okay.
We're about halfway through season 2. So far, I like season 2, but it may take a turn. I don't know.
You can stream those on Sci-Fi?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Dude, I'm convinced, and someone call me out on this if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure they cut the head off of a real snake in this movie. Like, watch what's gonna happen. I am fairly certain they kill a real snake.
Really?
Yes, watch the snake. It's moving before he hits it.
I mean, well, you hear about the story, the making of stories.
Like that, I think
yeah.
that's a real snake.
That does look like a real snake.
I'm telling you, Ryan says it was someone's pet. So obviously not endorsed by the
Oh my
ASPCA.
gosh.
But every time I watch it, I was like, there's no way that's fake.
Yeah, that looks pretty legit.
Someone let them kill their pet? That seems
That seems even worse. Yeah.
yeah.
I want to say no, they didn't know it was going to die.
Oh.
You put it back, it's like a worm, right? It'll grow into separate snakes.
They probably didn't realize they were going to kill it. That's what Ryan said in the chat.
This cop is also freaking hilarious. And that helmet totally doesn't fit his head correctly.
Yeah, it's like askew.
Can it, Cochise?
Wow.
I feel like this cop is so over the top. There's no way.
He's been in other stuff though. I recognize his voice.
Really? I don't know that I recognize him. Let's look it up. A rated R Salute Your Shorts. Mondo, are you referencing Salute Your Shorts?
Hell yeah.
Okay, tell me right now, Zeke the plumber isn't something that scared the shit out of you.
I mean, yeah, that's who I always thought was Cropsy. So that was
Zeke,
like their
Zeke,
version
Zeke,
of Cropsy.
Zeke the plumber. That shit is burned in my brain. Specifically when Michael wakes up and looks over and Zeke's in the cabin plunging that damn toilet and he's like talking and he's got that crazy voice because it's in the mask. Tab, that's something that you and I need to watch is Zeke the plumber. Like that
Okay.
episode is insane.
That
He is-
series is why I wanted to go to summer camp. That I
Yes,
mean,
I'll admit, I rode that series hard. I loved that series. That series was great. What was I like? Oh, this actor. I want to see who he was.
Oh yeah, I looked him up. His name's Ron Milkey. I don't recognize anything he was in. So I might be
But he
thinking of
does.
something
He's got a
else.
very asshole cop voice. I guess is how I would put it.
his friends
Yeah.
call him Casper.
Casper. There it is. Ryan called it. I don't know if anyone's looking at the group chat, but he called it. Zeke the plunger on the face.
Oh,
And
okay.
What's crazy about Zeke the plumber is he had that damn weird nose thing where there was a bandage over his nose that was cut off or something horrible like that.
Well, he was also wearing a mask too, wasn't he? Or no?
Yeah, and it was a mask,
With a
like a
bandage?
rubber mask with a bandage over the bloody nose.
What?
Yeah, yeah. And the character, it was Ugg that played that character, but he did so good with it. It just was
Oh.
amazing. I wonder what the Zeke the Mask was. Like, someone had to make that. Oh my God. I just Googled Zeke the Plumber. I want to show you a freaking image, and that's enough to terrify you. Dude, holy shit. All right, I'm going to screen share because I can do that on here, right? All right, let's see here. I have multiple windows open. Here we go. Look at this. Look at this image of a Zeke the Plumber, like I don't know what you would call it, t-shirt. There, that I need. I must have that. No, stop this ad. Look at that. Look at that. How awesome that shirt is. It's like the Burning, but Zeke the Plumber version. I don't know if I can see here is a better image, I guess. That's awesome. I freaking love that. Oh, and then all the Salute Your Short kids are on the bottom too.
Yeah.
Hey, that's awesome.
Yes.
See, you should get that because it's on TeePublic. You should get that, and then you can get one of our shirts too.
Dude, I'll tell you right now, that is absolutely worth it. I'm freaking. I might buy it tonight. No one would get it, and anyone that did is getting like a freaking epic high five. All right, Mondo, here's some Salute Your Shorts trivia. Let's hear it. Let's see how well you know it. Donkey Lips, what was his real name? I know it because I remember hearing it and thinking it's the weirdest name ever. I'll give you a hint. There's a connection to a Jim Henson movie with his name.
Oh.
If anyone can get it, I'll be super happy.
Yeah,
I'm looking at all chats here. All chats. Where's YouTube? Let's get the YouTube chat going too. Donkey Lips. What was his name? It's Eddie Gelfin. Eddie Donkey Lips Gelfin.
That rings a bell.
Yeah. I don't know why I know that. I'm embarrassed.
That's just one on the long list of shows I wish I could buy on DVD or something.
Yeah. Do they not have it on DVD, really?
Not Salute Your Shorts.
I don't think so, no.
Oh,
and it's not even, there's no way it's like rights. There was no music in that show. All the music was original music. Remember Dr. Khan? Dr. Khan coming over the radio? Or the intercom? This is Dr. Khan. Whoever hung the underpants from the flagpole, please don't do that again. It's very fun. But I would never show it to my 10-year-olds at school today. There's way too many things on there. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they were dropping like homophobic slurs and stuff like that. I mean, that was a time when you could do that. Almost like Monster Squad. I think like,
yeah,
I feel like that show wouldn't age well.
There's a lot of shows I don't think would age well.
Remember Hey Dude? It was like a drama for kids that was like in a Western town.
That was a show that a lot of kids were into that I never got into. I was always more Salute Your Shorts.
Salute Your Shorts was vastly superior.
Talking about stuff that was bad when we were kids, like my wife just rewatched Ladybugs.
Yeah.
The Rodney Dangerfield movie?
Yeah. Hey. She was like, I forgot about this dressing room scene where the joke is like someone thinks that he's having sex with the kid in the dressing room.
Oh my God, that's the joke?
And that's the joke.
I've never seen that movie, but I just listened to the How Did This Get Made episode about that. And I was like, what?
Hey, Do You Remember did an episode on that as well, I believe.
They did, yeah.
That was really, they were quite surprised at many of the scenes as well.
Because Donna loved Jonathan Brandis, right? So she really wanted to do that movie.
Oh, Jonathan Brandis. Hey, did we see all the news about It Part 2? Like that they're in talks with James McAvoy and Bill Hader,
I'm so excited about Bill Hader.
That's perfect. If they get him, that's perfect.
Did Finn Wolfhard say that's who would play him in the future too? Like in some interview, I swear he said that.
Dang. They're just having fun at this point. They're just like, who do you want to play you? Oh, get this person. All right, let's do it. Like,
I think the first movie did well enough where they're like, okay, we can actually have real actors. But it could be to the detriment. Like, I'm worried about it being everyone's recognizable.
But I think the caveat of that is that if you get recognizable people, it also means they're really good actors. Like Jessica Chastain is a fantastic actor.
I think it is one of the best choices. I think Jessica Chastain is phenomenal as Bev. I think she can handle the role very well. And I think that they're going to make her much more of a central character than she was in the book.
Well, and I think Bill Hader does a lot of great voices. So he can definitely handle the voice part of Richie.
Of Richie, yeah.
And I just love Bill Hader. So.
You don't have HBO then probably, right? Or you do watch He has that new
Oh.
show on HBO.
Yeah, I do have HBO like through my Amazon account, and yeah, I'm planning on watching his new show.
I was gonna say, yeah, I haven't started it yet either, but I want to.
Has anyone gone to see A Quiet Place yet? No spoilers. No spoilers.
I was looking to tonight, but then it started snowing really bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? It's snowing by you?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's supposed to
man.
snow here tomorrow.
It snowed
Yeah.
here last week, which is very unusual for Illinois to snow in April.
Yeah, I think we're getting like 8 inches today. or tonight.
Jesus.
Whoa.
Dude, Skull Hottie, your dog has such a unique look to him. I've never seen green eyes on a dog like that before.
He's so
Yeah.
cute.
And it's awesome. And some of the pictures, I remember, like, you know, back in UFF days, seeing some of the pictures you would post. That, like, you snap some gnarly pictures of his teeth and shit like that. He's a crazy looking dog. He's cool. I don't even like dogs, and I like your dog.
He's half Vizsla, half Ridgeback.
Oh, okay. That
Yeah.
explains the eyes.
Yeah.
That's
These
cool as hell.
Ridgebacks are bred in South Africa to hunt lions.
No shit.
Yeah.
Like, just act like they just go out after lions.
They would like keep lions busy till the hunters could. They'd like just like nip at lions and distract them till the hunters could get like right up close to them.
Wow.
And Vizslas are just like these needing attention, like separation anxiety dogs.
Oh.
So he's like always right on top of you, and he always wants to play.
He's a lap dog, huh?
Yeah, except he isn't, because like he'll be on your lap, but then he'll be like shoving a toy in your face or something.
Right.
He'll, like, start biting your arm. Like,
Yeah, he's really pretty. And he was an adorable puppy. Oh my god.
I like the lighting in this, where it's like light a candle in a room that's already well lit. In fact, better lit than any candle you could light.
Right.
And you're holding a flashlight.
Well, it's for mood, right?
For mood, yeah. I guess
Is that
so.
right? Is that
I
how
guess
it works?
The Baconator is about to meet his demise.
Yeah. Yeah, in a kill that's stolen directly from. Oh no, this isn't the one. That's in Friday the 13th too. I was gonna say it's stolen
kill?
from
I'm trying to remember.
Bay of Blood, but that's the one.
Oh
that-
yeah. God, Bay of Blood was so good.
It was good. I was pretty impressed with that.
I keep going back and forth on to whether I like that one more or whether I liked Tenebrae more.
I think I liked Tenebrae more, and I'm really excited about the vinyl record for the soundtrack.
Oh my god. I was just gonna say it had a much better soundtrack.
It did. The vinyl's beautiful.
I'll admit, this does look like a comfy cabin. Like, I would hang out here.
Yeah.
It's run down, but that doesn't bother me.
I always find it weird when cabins are very neat and look new.
Especially this looks like a legit log cabin. Those
Right,
are
yeah.
logs on the walls there. I mean, this is old.
It's like all the furniture's wicker.
Yeah.
Oh man, Monopoly takes forever. I cannot imagine playing Monopoly.
Strip Monopoly.
Dude, yeah, I know. It's Strip Monopoly that too.
Like 2 hours in, you've lost a sock.
Yeah.
My students are always wanting to play that and Clue. And I'm like, are you shitting me? We have 20 minutes for indoor recess. We're not going to play Clue. Are you out of your mind?
Or Monopoly. Like
Yeah.
you'd get through the first like 3 turns of Monopoly, and then you'd have to put it away.
I don't even know why I brought Clue in, because I had it and like I never play it here. So I was like, I'll bring it to school, I guess, and let them play it indoor recess. But there's no way you could do Clue in 20 minutes.
Yeah. Can't really use it in the lesson either, I guess.
No,
Weird
that's
lesson.
purely, it's in the indoor recess cabinet, and that's why it's there.
Yeah.
Only on rainy days. They've been loving this game. It's a dice game called Tenzu, I think, or Tenzi.
Okay.
Basically, you have 10 dice, and you have to roll them all, and you pick a number 7. Or 7 on a 6-sided dice. Pick a number 6, and you roll all of the dice, and any 6s you can leave down, and you pick up all the ones that are not 6 and keep rolling them until you get all the same dice number. And they'll play that for like 7 hours. Like I could just have 10Z tournaments all day. And they would. There it is.
At first, I thought he was just awake and annoyed.
Just watching, listening like a creeper.
Yeah. That's something you'd see in an 80s movie, though. So that's a legit response.
Tab, I meant to tell you, James is messaging me right now. He's in Florida. He's at, I don't remember which theme park it is, but he's at the Universal Monster thing.
Okay.
It must be Universal Studios, so he's not in. Yeah, and he's taking all these crazy pictures. I'll text them to you after.
Awesome.
He sent me 13 images of all the Universal Monster stuff at that scene, and he's got a really cool picture of him in the creature mask, like not in it, but right next to the creature mask. So I'll text you that stuff.
Oh, John wants to know where we're at in the movie. So we should be at like 40, 49 is where we just hit.
40 minutes, and I'm at 40 minutes and 54 seconds.
Yeah. Kevin Bacon is about to meet his demise.
Yes. Yeah, we're approaching the Kevin Bacon arrow scene. Let's go, Hottie Sarge. We're calling everything.
That's right.
Yeah.
Have you seen this scene in some movie or anything? Or not a movie, but like a documentary or anything?
No.
It's a very famous kill.
Yeah. We're spoiling a movie that came out probably before he was born.
Yeah.
Well,
But it's definitely before we were born.
That's true. That's true.
We need to get some veterans on here. Saw this in theaters. This was probably a drive-in. You just missed it?
I was, what year did it come out? 80, right? So
Yeah,
I would have been, I would have been 18, maybe just 18. Then
And you didn't see it in theaters or anything?
No, I don't think I saw it till a couple of years later on video.
Oh, okay.
I think I was too busy being a stupid young adult.
My mom saw it in theaters. Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't this the movie that they made a poster for it before they even finished the movie or something like that?
Yes, they put an ad in the newspaper.
Yeah.
For it, and then they had people calling them like, "What's this movie?" And that's how they got their producers.
You know what's crazy?
They also put it.
Go ahead, Pete.
I was just going to say they also put it in Variety to see if anyone had the name already.
That's right.
Oh, really?
They thought they were going to get sued.
That's right.
See, there it is. That's reefer. They're technically smoking reefer. That's one of the ways to get killed. Oh, the blood drop. I forgot about that. Still well done. Like, I think that's really well done.
Yeah, for sure.
But that arm was in plaid, and it was very obviously a woman's arm. John, I don't think your mic is working. I can see your text here, but I don't. We can't hear you.
Maybe I got to lean real close.
Oh, no, there you are. That was, and you came in really clear right there, too.
Yeah.
Apparently, I have to lean way in.
Okay.
Oh, is it on like detect noise kind of thing?
Oh, maybe.
Okay. Ryan, that's why Ryan always looks under the bed, because of getting an arrow through the throat. For me, it's Ernest Scared Stupid. That's why I always look under the bed. God, what did we watch? Oh man, Hannibal. Actually, Hannibal had the scariest thing under a bed I've ever seen. Hannibal, the TV show. Holy shit. That girl that had, I don't remember what the name of the disease was, but that might be.
Yeah.
Oh, that was horrifying. That and then the bear suit guy was mind blowing.
Yeah.
Yes, Ryan, it was. It scared the crap out of me. Not only that, but like even in the intro of the movie of the episode, when that woman got pulled under, and then the amount of blood that came out from under the bed, was crazy. Yeah. And I watched Hannibal enough to know it wasn't supernatural. It was like it was a human that caused that, and to think of what would cause that kind of blood splatter was nuts.
Artery only.
There you go.
Yeah. The sad thing is, Tab, I don't know if I ever told you this, I didn't finish that series. I'm on the last episode and never watched it. Or no, the second to last. I'm on the second to last.
You didn't watch the end?
No, I'm halfway through the Francis Dollarhide stuff, and I never finished it. And I'll tell you why, is because I've seen Manhunter. I've seen Red Dragon. And those are very similar. I mean, Red Dragon is like a straight up, almost frame for frame shot of Manhunter. So I know exactly what that story is. And the rest of the series was so compelling because I didn't know it.
Gotcha.
And like, that bear suit guy, that was crazy shit too. Like that guy in it was like the paleontologist who made a suit that was like that turned him into a bear. I was like, oh, or a cave bear at that. So cool.
Yeah, that series is really good. They're talking about bringing it back on Netflix.
I would be so happy. It's like a Netflix series.
Yeah.
Is Mads down for that?
They've both agreed that if it comes back, they'll do it.
I'm sure Fishburne is in for it. God, I was talking to someone on Facebook or Twitter about the fight scene between Jack and Hannibal, the one in Italy specifically.
Oh, the one in Italy, yeah.
Oh, dude, it was great. I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen that show, but it's a really good show if you haven't seen it. I still think I like Bates Motel better though.
What's the name of that main actor in Hannibal?
Mads Michael, or which one? The guy that plays Will Graham?
I think it's the guy that plays Hannibal.
Mads Mikkelsen?
Mikkelsen,
yeah, that's it.
The Danish actor.
Yeah.
He's in all the he's gonna be in shit. The dude that made the Metal Gear games. He's gonna be in that.
Death Stranding.
Yeah, he's gonna be in there.
Yeah, that's what
he's gonna wear eye makeup too.
He always has something
like,
going
he has
on
like
with his
eye makeup
eyes.
in his contract for everything.
Yeah. Oh, this is a
Always
great
something
scene too. This is a great kill.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great axe to the face effect.
And that's kind of similar to Bay of Blood as well.
Yep. Yes, that's what we were talking about. I think is what it was. Was that shot in particular was a lot like the one in Bay of Blood was a lot like this one, even though that came first by like 10 years.
Bay of Blood?
Yeah. Bay of Blood was like 10 years earlier. Was it even more? Was it in the 60s?
No, it was the 70s. It would have been like 77, right?
Oh, really? So it wasn't that far ahead?
It wasn't that far ahead, no.
Okay. Del Toro's in there, and the guy from Walking Dead's in there too. Dale Dixon, is that his name in Walking Dead? I can't remember. Daryl Dixon. I liked Michael Rooker in that show a lot more than I liked Daryl.
Yeah, Michael Rooker always does a good job. And I got to, it's funny, we were at Denver Comic Con and we're walking across the street to the convention center and he happened to be standing at the light when we walked by. So he was just like chatting with us as we walked across the street.
Michael Rooker?
Yeah, he's just like a really like down to earth guy. It was crazy.
Yeah, his arc on the series was really good too. I loved it. Well, both of them, him and his brother. That's why his brother's like, or Daryl Dixon's like one of the favorite characters now.
Yeah, I feel like they don't do a whole lot with him later, though. Yeah.
The show is rinse and repeat, though.
I haven't seen it since season 4 or 5. And then I did watch the cannibal stuff, Sanctuary, I think it was called. I did watch that half of a season, whatever that was, and then I haven't seen any since then.
Yeah. People who read the comics make a good point that like they give a lot of the other because Daryl's not in the comic. They give a lot of the really cool characters in the comic. They give their stuff to Daryl, and then that makes those characters when they show up in the show a little bit weaker because they don't have that cool stuff to do.
Daryl's not a character in the comics?
No,
he's not.
Wow.
They wrote it for Norman Reedus, I think, because he initially auditioned to be Michael Rooker's part, and they liked him so much that they gave that character a brother.
Is Merle in the comics?
No.
Merle's not in the comics.
Dang. Okay. Interesting.
The show's still good. I'm gonna say it. I love the show.
No, dude. I just because I'm not a fan doesn't mean like it's not a good show. I mean, I'm sure.
I still watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sad sometimes when you get to that point where it's like there's nothing else on. Like what else to watch?
I've bailed on a lot of TV.
Yeah,
I have too. Like I've been watching Forensic Files like crazy because it's bingeable. I don't have cable, so all I have is the streaming sites, and I'll plow through shows, and then that's all I've got.
I'm
Do you
paying a
have
fortune.
Cowboy Bebop to watch? I own it, Ryan. I do. I promise you, man. I do. Oh, did I beat you to it? I don't know if I beat you to it.
Yeah, it was like almost simultaneously.
Simultaneously, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, like legit, like I've been watching Forged in Fire finally came back. Season 5, I think they're on.
Yeah.
Maybe season 4. So that's back on. I've been watching a lot of that. And I was telling Tab, I talked about it on the last Monster Kid mailbag. I think it's Iron and Fire is the name of the show that I was watching. And then that dude was on Forged in Fire in the newest episode. I was like, what the hell?
Wow.
Like a crossover.
But you said they don't ever mention that he has a show.
It's a show on the History Channel, and they didn't even mention that he does that show on the History Channel.
That's kind of lame.
That is weird, I guess. I don't know.
I'd be mad if I was him. I'd be like, come on, I want people to watch my show.
The most humble.
But you said he doesn't really care. So.
No, he is so nice. He is such a nice guy. He did not win the competition either. It was a pretty stiff competition. But he has a show on History Channel, so I don't know that he's that broken up about it.
Probably not.
Yeah, this is the thing that would suck about camp, is that like the bathroom is in a different building. Like the middle of the night in a rainstorm like this, that would suck to go to the bathroom.
Nothing like having to put your shoes on to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
I'd
rather have an outhouse than this, actually. Like, at least in an outhouse, you put it, you run out there to the house, do your business. This is like a whole separate building.
You ever smelled an outhouse?
Oh, yeah, for real.
A porta potty, never an outhouse. But don't you move it after a while? You fill in the hole and move it over, right? Isn't that the idea?
I don't know. My grandparents had one that never moved.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it get filled up eventually? That's gross, but like eventually it'd fill up, wouldn't it?
I would imagine so.
Well, thankfully they had indoor plumbing by the time I came along.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. I went to a Girl Scout camp, but the bathroom was more like this, where it was like a building.
A separate building.
That actually had plumbing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And we were talking about that before you jumped in, Ryan. It's like none of us, I think, have ever really been to like an overnight camp, like where we stay overnight.
Girl Scout camp was overnight, but I've never been to a week-long camp. It was like you went for 2 nights and then you went home.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah, this is for like a whole summer or something, right?
Yeah. I think this is like a summer camp.
I think I did a week when I was in 6th grade.
Okay.
Did a week, huh?
Yeah.
I'll say, though, to me, as much as people associate this with campers getting killed and stuff like that, there's no campers in this movie at all. It's all the counselors before the campers arrive.
Right.
It's really like Sleepaway Camp and The Burning that are really the campers getting killed.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's really Sleepaway Camp because The Burning, those kids are old as hell. They're like 20-somethings.
They're still technically campers, I think, but
which is crazy.
Yeah.
Jason Alexander's like 26 in that movie.
Yeah.
Retirement
and already
camp.
Balding as well.
Retirement camp, yeah.
Retirement camp.
Wasn't there only like one counselor in the movie or something?
And The Burning? I think so.
Yeah.
I just remember all the kids being...
And he had like a relationship issue with one of the campers. I don't know. It's been a while since I saw it, but I was like, I can't make sense of this.
I was so distracted by Fisher Stevens in that movie. Is that his name? Stevens?
Yes.
Because he was so skinny, he looked demented. It was freaking me out.
The plague.
You're a Hackers fan, huh, Armando?
Oh, hell yeah.
I love that movie. We went to see it at Alamo Drafthouse, and I was just like, this is ridiculous.
Dude, when I started watching or listening to Launchpad, I was like, Matt sounds like Fisher Stevens.
Yeah,
he does.
He's got an awesome accent because it's like a little bit of a New York accent. I really like that. Mike from Random Movie Roulette has that too, where sometimes he has that little bit of an accent.
Oh yeah.
Is it which one of them? I just listened to Launchpad yesterday. They did a little reveal. Who is it that's associated with? Is it Aaron that's doing The Walking Dead?
Yeah, Walking Dead. Yeah, Aaron is.
That's awesome. That's really exciting for him. I'm very happy for him.
Yeah, they both work in effects. I think Matt does practical effects, and he also teaches.
Yeah,
and then
kindergarten.
Aaron does VFX.
When he told me that, I mean, we were sitting together when I found that out, and I was like, "What? He's kindergarten?" Like, to me, I teach 10-year-olds, which people think is crazy enough. Kindergarten is like aliens. Those kids can't do shit. They like literally can't even tie their shoe. Anything. And there's a world of difference between 5th grade and kindergarten. And all the time, people are like, well, you teach at elementary school. It's like the same thing. No, it is not. There's no freaking way. That's like a nightmare, is to be put into kindergarten.
Well, kids grow up so fast. Like they can be different from year to year. Because my mom taught 1st grade before she taught 5th grade. She said it's like a night and day difference.
Yes. Even at 1st grade, I mean, it's crazy to think it, but like you can't really read stuff together. They can't read.
No.
So it's like you're doing all of the reading and then you're talking about it, trying to teach them how to read. And I can't wrap my head around that. Like if my kids couldn't read, that's half of what I do is we read and discuss like book clubs basically. And like if they can't read it on their own, I don't know what I would do. I'm not equipped to teach that, even though I am technically, like my license allows me to, but it'd be so scary. I would not be able to handle that.
Yeah, my mom said that kids would come into first grade not knowing how to read or write.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. I've sat in on enough meetings to know that first graders definitely come in because in Illinois, kindergarten's not even a legal requirement. So there's sometimes you get kids in first grade that have never had school before, so they don't even know how to raise their hands or like tie their shoes or do anything because all they've done is sit in front of a TV their whole life.
That's so crazy. They don't have to have kindergarten?
It's not a legal requirement in Illinois. No.
Wow.
Most people will do kindergarten. Some do. So Andrea distracted me. Did you see Andrea's comment in YouTube? I got totally distracted by that. I lost my train of thought. Some will do pre-K, which is like ideal. And I'll tell you can always tell who does pre-K. Like my most adept students are the ones that have done pre-K, kindergarten, and then 1st through 5th because they just have that foundation. There's
a couple school districts in Colorado that require pre-K. So
also it's district by district, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
So Andrea said, tiny aliens in kindergarten, no one can hear you teach.
It makes me wonder like what Matt would be like as a teacher. Like I have no doubt he'd be a great teacher, but it's like to see him, I would imagine him telling jokes. Like I imagine he's like the funnest kindergarten teacher, you know?
Yeah.
I'm sure he takes his job seriously, but like I would imagine he'd be really fun to watch teach.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And kindergarten would be perfect because you can kind of goof around a little bit more.
Yes, absolutely. I'm way too stiff and serious. As much of a ridiculous asshole as I am on the show, like I actually take my job super seriously, and I'm known in my district as like a serious, whatever. Like they're just like, dude, you take everything so seriously. You can chill out a little bit and have fun. My students always tell me like, you never smile. Like it's very rare when I'll even crack a smile. I was actually reading The Monster's Ring, which is a Bruce Coville book. And it's a really good book if anyone hasn't read it. It's like, I don't know, for 4th grade. But I was reading it to my class for Halloween. And there's a scene where, and I might have told this story on the podcast, there's a scene where in the book where this bully is getting bullied by bigger bullies. And one of the bullies slaps him in the face. And it made me laugh because the image of a bully getting slapped across the face, no one does that. And it made me laugh. And the kids looked at me, they were like, oh my God, you laughed. I don't know that we've ever heard you laugh before. And it made me realize like, yeah, I guess I'm too serious at work. I never joke. And then even today, one of them, I said, we're going to do something fun this afternoon. They're like, yeah, right. Your sense of humor fun or real fun? And I was like, Caden, what? How dare you? My sense of humor is excellent. And his point was, he's like, yeah, you're going to make us watch the Muppets again? And he's like, he's this really mature kid and he hates watching the Muppets. It's like, man, I'm like 34 years old. I love watching the Muppets. They're excellent. And he wouldn't have it. He wouldn't have it.
That's funny. He's like a cantankerous old man in your class of 5th graders.
No, he's a really mature kid. He's a great kid. I love working with him, but like he does not get my humor at all. It's really dry and sarcastic and he doesn't get it. Most kids don't at 10 years old.
Yeah. I think sarcasm is kind of lost on kids.
It goes right over their heads. Yeah.
They'll
just stare at me. They'll just stare at me and not understand. And I'm laughing and they're not getting it.
I was the sarcastic smartass.
Yeah. I didn't really develop that until high school. I was actually a good student until high school, and then I started to be a little rebellious.
I was way too shy to be sarcastic.
I was shy, but I always said things under my breath.
Oh, well, see, I would do that in high school a lot.
As a teacher, that's the worst, because we hear it. If we have to ignore it, but we hear it. I got a kid that does that now, and I have a very short fuse for that kind of thing because I see that as disrespect.
I got called out in sex ed, so that's the worst place.
We actually just did. We do a puberty talk in 5th grade, which is basically the human body and that you're growing. There's no sexual content at all. It's just the human body. But we split the boys and girls apart because I'm in a district where, heaven forbid, we acknowledge both genders. But anyways, because I have the boys with me, like there's an animated penis and that's it. They don't even show a real one. And when that happens, you can draw a line down the middle of the class where the boys freak the fuck out and they go pale and they're like, oh. And then the ones that are like more mature, they like look around, they're like, what is this? This is a cartoon. Like they're not getting it. But like that's a maturity age where there's like some boys have had puberty and some have had not, and it's just crazy. But there was a lot of giggling this year, and this is a kind of an immature group, and there was giggling and laughing, and I was like, all right, zip it. Enough of that. You're all experiencing it. Stop pretending like you're not.
No having fun.
Yeah.
Dang, I wish my buddy Patrick was here because he teaches high school. It's like a different, like the stories I'm hearing now are completely different from the stories I hear from him.
My brother-in-law teaches high school in Mississippi, and oh man, he gets like death threats. Like they tell him, yeah, you go ahead and walk to your car tonight. We'll see what happens. Like they'll say shit like that to him, and I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know how you deal with that.
Like they'll just threaten to fight you like right there, and they refuse to put up their phones.
Yeah,
every kid now's got them. It's like,
well, here's the thing. I hope no students are listening. We only have the illusion of control. Once they figure out that we can't actually do anything to stop them, that's it. You've lost the student. Like, luckily at 10 years old, most of them don't know that yet.
Inmates will be running the asylum.
Yeah, no, seriously, there is no. I could write a kid up, but there's no consequence for that. Nothing happens. They talk to the principal and then they come back to class. Like, it's the fear of their parents that really stops them. Like, I'm one that like I'll straight up pull them into the hallway and have them call their mother and explain to them why they're in trouble. And that's enough to deter most of the kids in my class from misbehaving.
A real horror story is in 5th grade. We pissed the teacher off so bad he broke his clipboard over his knee.
Oh,
oh, dang!
I like that could get you in serious trouble as a teacher nowadays.
Yeah,
that level of aggression. Whoa,
that would have been nice.
Swear at us one time.
A sub, huh?
Wow,
yeah.
That's why they're sub, not a teacher, because they swear.
All ready for prime time.
Yeah. I'm actually a super patient person. I've never once lost my temper in front of the class. The closest I've gotten is like I'll engage with. I get suckered into the kids. It's the kids that whisper under their breath, John. They're the kids they'll make me so angry where I'm like, what did you say? Enough. Zip it. No one finds this entertaining. But I do it. I engage with it. I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, stop, cut it off. Stop. This is the wrong thing. Don't do it. You're giving in because all he wants is attention. That's it. That's a kid who does that wants the engagement. And when you give it to them, that's exactly what they want.
Yep.
And I get suckered into it because I have a short fuse for that. And then the face, like, and it's the same kid. When I do this, he'll go, and he'll look me in the face and make a face like that. And I'm like, oh,
what?
Yes, I can't stand it. I can't stand that. It drives me insane. And he knows it. And he does it all the time. It is. It's triggered. I've been triggered.
He knows it. He knows where your button is.
Yep. Tab, you've heard me vent enough about this student to know exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah. These kids
I can't talk about it
brave,
in a public place. But...
Yeah. These kids are brave. We never would have done stuff like that in school. Oh my gosh.
I've told you enough about this kid's backstory to know he has no fear of this at all.
Yeah.
None whatsoever.
That's true. That is true.
But yeah, legit, that is the thing. It's the illusion of control. Once it's lost, that's it. Luckily, it very rarely happens by 5th grade, but by middle school, they've figured out that a detention means nothing. Okay, whatever. I'll sit in a room for an hour and do nothing. Okay, I'm not scared of that.
I had a problem with the kid I was coaching who kind of realized that. He was like probably in 8th grade at the time, and he was just a dick of a kid. Dude. It was just such a problem,
dude. So I meant to say this too, because you're the wrestling guy. I have a 5th grader who wrestles at the middle school level because he's that good, and he just won the state championship as a middle schooler, even though he's in 5th grade.
Oh,
yeah, it was a big deal. He made the newspapers. He's got this big belt and a medal and all this stuff, and he comes from a family of wrestlers. His brother wrestles. He's in high school, I think. But he's been wrestling since like 3rd or 4th grade, and he's in 5th grade now, and he's actually on the middle school team already. He competed all year as a middle schooler.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Which in middle school in my district is 6th grade. So he's a year ahead of the game. And then his best friend is also a wrestler, but he's like the nicest young man ever. And he just doesn't have the ferocity because he's too nice. He's afraid of hurting the other guy. Whereas this other kid, no, man, he's letting him have it. God, I feel like this movie went by in a blur.
Yeah.
Who's left alive? This guy's left alive. The final girl's alive, obviously.
Right. I don't think there's too many people left, though. I mean, we've only got about a half an hour.
Which is crazy. It feels like we should have less than that, considering who's left alive.
Yeah.
But this movie really did lay the groundwork for the Friday the 13th video game. Because, like, as Jason, when you play as Jason, you leave the cabin and her head is there in the cabin and stuff. So that game's gotten updated so many times. I need to play that game again. It's been a long time since I played that game. I didn't like it as much as Dead by Daylight. I like Dead by Daylight a lot more. I'll say that.
There's a...
Yeah, there's a dog.
Yeah.
Pickles? Pickles is his name?
Yeah.
How did he get named
biting my
that?
hand. Let's see. I have no idea.
How old was he when you got him?
Just a puppy, like 6 or 8 weeks.
Okay. I'm amazed Kitty Pryde hasn't come out here yet. She's been quiet all night. I don't know what she's doing.
Yeah, see,
She
I'm mean. I
normally
don't
will
love
meow.
cats.
Yeah, you have a door to stop her. Mine's in the front
Yeah.
room. Like, I'm recording in the front room, so I don't have any way to stop her from coming in here.
Yeah, sometimes
way,
you'll
I
hear her
love
on the
them.
podcast.
Yeah, that's true. She meows. She's a meower.
I do love that you named your cat that.
Well, the reason is because my cat is polydactyl, so she has all these extra fingers and toes. And since that's a genetic mutation, I figured I'd go with the obvious an X-Men name because those are mutants. So my cat has 7 fingers on her front paws and 6 fingers on her rear paws. So she has like 27 fingers or 26 fingers or something like that.
Wow.
It's kind of a nightmare though, because she can't, those claws don't stop growing. And if I let them go too long without taking her to the vet to trim them, they'll grow into her paws and fucks her up. So, and she hates going in the cage. Tab has seen it. Tab has had to help me do it. It is a nightmare to get her into the cage, to get her over there. It is brutal. We both got clawed, didn't we? Trying to get her in the cage.
I didn't, because I was behind her. I have cats too, so I know I can grab onto them pretty tightly without hurting them too bad. So we got her in pretty quickly though, I think.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But she fights it. She does not like it at all.
I tried doing it the nice way and tried to get her like to come over to me, and then I grab her, but she was not having that.
I think when you come up next, we're gonna try and trim them ourselves. I think because I think we're both brave enough to just pin her the fuck down and then just grab her paws and get it done. I don't even care if I trim the other nails. I just want the extra ones trimmed.
Yeah.
Long gloves.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. She's smart. If I started to wear gloves, then when she saw those gloves come out, she would not come near me.
Yeah. It's a different experience for me because my cats will just like let me pick them up and hold them like a baby, and I can just clip them myself.
My last cat would do that, but not this one. She's wild child.
Yeah. She's very sweet though.
She is. She's got her sweet side. She's a wild child, but like she will sleep right up on next to me. Like I wouldn't dare close the door. She'd claw the hell out of the door to get in there, and she sleeps right up in my face. But I love it. God, remember having to light a stove by hand like that?
Yes. Yeah, that was so annoying.
And that would only be a camp stove you would do that because everyone else would have an ignition.
Well, we used to have to light the pilot, like our pilot light would go out all the time.
Oh yeah.
And my mom didn't like to light it, so she would send me down and make me light it.
Big oof, like it do the big fire. Yeah.
Yeah, she was not a fan of that, so she would make me go do it. I was just like, I hate this. I'd have to go in the basement.
Oh man. One time I remember my mom used to make really good popcorn like on the stove. And I remember one time she was making it, the ignition wasn't working on the stove. And so there was a bunch of gas in the room and she finally got it lit, but she was wearing like a sweater that was made out of cotton. And like that thing with the socks where you like the all the fuzz on your socks that goes across the whole thing. It's just like a little layer of flame.
Yeah.
It covered her entire sweater instantly in flame. And she freaked the fuck out. I've never seen my mom. I was like 8 or 9 at the time. And she like screamed and was running all over. And she like did not do the stop, drop, and roll. Wow. Stop, drop, and roll. But all it did was the sock thing. It went over the sweater, burned off all the lint, and then went out. So
wow.
Yeah.
Like a month ago, it was St. Patrick's Day.
Uh-huh.
Had a few drinks in me and then just leaned up against the stove. And they had like the knobs on the front and actually turned the stove on. Started with a bag of Doritos on fire.
A bag of Doritos, huh?
Yeah. Pretty flammable.
Yes.
Yikes.
Very.
It's just melted plastic and Doritos.
Oh, I'd imagine it smell awful.
You can light Doritos.
I was gonna say, I remember actually in Survivor Man, he used the Frito as they last forever because of the
covered
oil.
in oil.
Yeah. So he lit a Frito, and that became his little flame source that he held for like an hour or some shit because of all the oil in the Frito, and it lasted forever. Yeah. I learned shit on History Channel. That's where I learned all my survival skills.
Between that and Forensic Files, you can create the you can do the perfect murder and then run away and live in the mountain.
Oh, yeah.
What a plan.
Or stock a bunch of Fritos in your bunker and survive.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Except a bunker is the worst idea. It's the worst idea. Like when they went in that bunker in the road, I was like, that's it. They're trapped. There's no way out. There has to be an escape. Oh my God. I forgot about that.
Oh.
Ouch.
Those arrows would have to be so damn strong to hold them up to the door.
Well, I think that's why one was right in his nads.
No, I guess there was that one lower in the body. I didn't see it. That's where it was.
It's just there for balance and okay.
Makes a statement.
There you go.
Oh man. Okay. So I remember this now. This is like 15 minutes of her running from Pamela, right? Like this is like the whole end of the movie is just her running around.
Yeah, I think that's why we still have 30 minutes and there's only one person left.
Yeah. And she's only in the beginning of the next movie, right? Like she's not in the whole movie, isn't she?
No, she's the first victim.
Yeah, she's in the beginning and they take her out real quick.
Yeah.
Charlton Heston style and Planet of the Apes too.
Man. Someone just watched Charlton Heston. Was it Random Movie Roulette? Did they just watch Charlton Heston movie?
I don't know.
They were talking. Dude, yeah, they were talking shit about Charlton Heston, actually. Now I remember it.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was Jack.
Still sent us Soylent Green and Omega Man. So.
Oh, man, that's awesome. We should do like the whole I Am Legend mythos. The book, all 3 movies. I'm okay with that.
Doesn't that door open out? That's why she tied it up.
Yeah. And then I don't think Log is going to do shit. And then that little tiny chest.
Well, maybe they'll trip over the.
Maybe.
Is that hat the hermit's hat? I swear to God, it looks exactly like the hermit's hat. Now it's not on screen anymore, but there was a hat on top of the chest.
I just want to mildly inconvenience whoever's chasing you.
Yeah, there you go.
Not much for interior design.
Yeah.
Wicker. Yeah, Wicker weighs nothing. I don't think Wicker's going to do it.
Better be careful with the lantern. That whole entire place is flammable.
And considering how many windows there are, that doesn't do anything.
That's like the game. Like if you get near a window, you're getting pulled out.
There's specific kills you can do with that game when they're near the windows. You can pull them through the window and cut their head off and stuff. That's the thing that I never got to explore with that game is the amount of kills that Jason can do. Like if you're in a doorway, he'll slam your head in the door and kill you that way. And there's a lot of situational kills.
I heard the game was really buggy.
It was. And Tab and I played it. I mean, I played a lot more than you did, Tab. You got a couple solid hours. And you got to play Jason.
I did. I was terrible.
I'm not great at Jason either. Yeah, I'm not great
Everybody got away.
Yeah.
Just don't have that killer instinct.
No.
I'm also bad at video games.
But I like Dead by Daylight a lot more. It's a much more active game, especially as the killer in that game. I love that.
You never got the Saw add-on, right?
No. I had no interest in it. Sorry, what?
I was like, have you seen gameplay on it or anything? I don't know.
The Saw one? No.
Yeah, I still don't know what that's about. So I'm probably just gonna get it.
What I remember, there's a whole separate, like a generator type thing that they have to do. It's like a puzzle box that they can do. And then there are reverse bear traps somehow in the game. I don't remember how they did it. But you're playing as the Amanda character, or that's the actress's name is Amanda. I don't remember what her name is in the movie. She's the pighead character. So you play as that character. And I think there's a cut scene in the beginning of the little puppet. I don't know what the hell his name is either.
Oh, Jigsaw?
Yeah. Is that what the puppet's name is, Jigsaw?
Oh, I don't know what the puppet's name is. I thought the puppet's name was Jigsaw.
Oh.
But I guess that is the killer's name.
But they reveal the next 3 monsters, and none of them are movie characters. They're just 3 unique monsters. There was a big update the other day. Actually, I noticed on my PlayStation. I wonder if that was one of them.
If they did a thing monster, I would totally play it.
God, that'd be cool. I'll tell you though, Leatherface was a lot of fun. He was great. I love playing as Leatherface.
That would be cool.
I wonder if they do a Wolfman type of thing.
Yeah, there is no werewolf character at all.
That would be fun.
The thing with Leatherface that's weird is that in the initial launch, there's a character called Hillbilly, which is basically Leatherface. He's kind of like a cross between Victor Crowley and Leatherface. But when they revealed Leatherface, it was like, oh, this is a better version of the Hillbilly character. Leatherface is faster, and when you do his chainsaw attack, you're like the Hillbilly just runs straight forward with his chainsaw. It's like a spear. But with the Leatherface, you can run in all directions. It doesn't matter. So I don't know why you would ever play the Hillbilly character if you can play as Leatherface. And then Michael Myers is really cool. And the set, they did a level that's Haddonfield, Illinois. And I've only played on it once, but it's awesome because you run around in the houses from Haddonfield, Illinois. And the Myers house is there. And it's so cool.
Wow.
And then I never did the Freddy one. I didn't download the Freddy character because I'm not into Freddy. I don't like Freddy very much.
So over in chat, Andrea says, when you get caught, you get a trap on your head and you have to remove it at a station.
That's
the Jigsaw play.
Yeah.
And then Amanda is the character that you play, and then Billy is the puppet.
Oh, okay. So Amanda's the character, not the actress. Billy's the puppet. I would have never known that.
Yeah. Billy,
the Jigsaw puppet. That seems like a really weird name for that puppet.
I don't know.
A little better than Bob.
Yeah.
A little slightly better, yeah.
But not better than Zeke.
Yeah.
No. Dude, if Zeke the plumber was ever put into Dead by Daylight, that's it. That's it. I played it every day.
If they ever came up with a mod version, we could do Zeke the plumber and LaFamme.
Oh my God. And LaFamme would be great to replace God, what's her name? The woman,
she's female killer.
Yeah, she's got the bunny mask and she hums. She's actually quite creepy. She's the creepiest. She throws hatchets. She's a really cool character. The Huntress, I think, is her name. She's awesome. She's really cool. The game is just great. The only characters I don't like playing the bog hag or whatever, the swamp hag. She's like a teleporting witch. I don't like playing as her. She's just hard to play as. She's really fast, but I don't know. I never got the hang of her teleportation thing. I love playing as the doctor because he's got this ability where just anyone that's near you starts screaming insane because you scare the shit out of them so much that you are able to detect them easier. I like his character. There's the one that turns invisible. He's kind of hard to play as though, because you can move fast when you're invisible, but to become uninvisible, you clang this giant bell and it takes like 4 seconds. And by then they've run away. So. But for being a $20 game, I love the hell out of it. I just, unfortunately, Overwatch still has the goddamn stranglehold on me. I can't break it.
Well, it's probably fun to play with people with Overwatch.
Dead by Daylight? Overwatch is? No, yeah. Overwatch is a lot of fun. I got to play with Cam from Ultimate Final Fantasy was on the other night.
Oh, nice.
We got our asses kicked for like an hour and a half straight. We were trying to play a hard mode mission and we just kept dying. And it was him. There were a couple other guys on PlayStation that are like, they play Overwatch with Caleb Craig. This is mostly going to Skull Hottie because I think he's the only person that knows these characters. Because I think he's the only one to listen to Final Fantasy. But yeah, playing with those guys, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Overwatch is a great game with a group, but you're right. Without a group, it's a nightmare. Like no one listens, no one does anything right, and there's no communication, so it makes it a lot harder.
Just a crash.
God, this music is crazy too. This is what sets up scenes like Sleepaway Camp, where it's like the reveal of all the dead bodies at once.
Yeah.
Especially the sequels, Tab. You haven't watched them yet, but the sequels are they're nuts.
Yeah. I think we should do a Sleepaway Camp couple of episodes where we do all the Sleepaway Camps.
Would we redo the first one?
Yeah, because we did it for Girls in the Back Row, right?
Yeah. Has anyone listened to that? Tab and my first collaboration on Girls in the Back Row?
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Oh man, it's so weird. I haven't listened to it. Is it good? Actually don't know.
Yes, I can't be objective about our episodes. I'm always
I
like
know.
freaked out by my voice and
I know.
stuff. So.
Well, you said you went back recently and listened to our first episodes, and it's just back and forth. We're like so respectful of each other and not talking over each other. Slowly that has waned, and now I'm just belligerent as fuck.
You can tell we like didn't know each other very well when we first started.
Yeah, we had only talked for like really talked for like a month at that point, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't very long. And God, that first up until when, like February, I was doing Cinema Throwdown, Evangelion every fucking week for 12 hours a week and Test Pattern.
Yep.
All at the same time. And that was insane. I basically wasn't sleeping. That was nuts. I was spending so much time doing podcasting that like I lost everything that whole half of a year. But it was so much fun. I will remember that forever.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if you're doing it that much, you gotta love it.
I did it, but I'll tell you, it's why, like Ryan will know this. It's why I never did the end of Evangelion. It burned me out. Like
that was the one by yourself.
Yeah. The level of work that went into that show and the level of research that I did and how I did that show, that was like scholarly effort. Have you ever seen Old School? Like, has anyone ever seen Old School, the Will Ferrell and Vince Vaughn and shit? If anyone remembers when Will Ferrell did the debate, he like focused for like 20 seconds and gave that really good debate. That's what Evangelion was like for me. Like I could do it, but it was a lot of effort to do it.
Then you went to a coma afterwards.
Yeah, it took a lot out of me. Plus, the end of the series is very emotional for me, and it like drained the hell out of me. I was like depressed after doing that series. It's a great show, and if you like Evangelion, it's worth a listen. But if you don't like Evangelion, I don't know that you would get anything out of it. Like, I'm not going to say you should check it out because I did it. Like, if you don't like that show or don't like anime, it's not going to be, oh man, the groin shot.
Oh, yeah.
And right on top of a pile of mattresses. I couldn't ask for anything nicer to fall on top of.
Feathers, maybe.
Yeah, they were taking it easy on her, I think.
But man, yeah, that was a lot of effort. And I did all the editing. Like Tab does all the editing now for Test Pattern. But back then I was trying to do the mini episodes plus doing all of my own Evangelion. Plus I did the editing on Cinema Throwdowns. Like I was staring at an Audacity screen for like 15 hours a week. Like seriously, it was nuts.
Yeah, I mean that's basically what I do.
Yeah. I mean, because some of our, especially for the road, how long did the road take you?
It took, I mean, usually what I do is I double the time that the recording is. So if it's a 3-hour recording, it takes me
about
at least 6 hours to edit it.
Yeah.
And then 2 hours to pull clips and get everything organized and formatted.
Mondo, do you edit your show?
Yes. That's why after that first episode, which was super long, I was like, no, I can't do that.
That was our guess. That was Tab's guess straight up. What she said, most people, when they edit that first episode, they realize, oh, wait a minute, this takes a lot of work.
Yeah. Yeah. People don't realize how, I mean, if you just put your episode out without editing it, like put an intro and an outro, then it's not as big of a deal. But if you edit it at all, even if you edit it a little bit, it's a long process.
Tab and I are both I mean, I think the episodes that I edit is very similar because we both are super meticulous.
Yes.
Super meticulous. Like I'll go in and get ums out. If I feel like I ramble, I'll listen to it and get only the points out of there. So like every week, our recording is usually 3 hours, usually like 257. Like we're right in that zone. And Tab gets it down to a solid listenable amount. But certain episodes I know when we record them, I'm like, I'm sorry. I'll say it at the end of the, I'm like, Tab, I'm sorry. This one's going to be horrible to edit. The only thing I do is all the Patreon like stuff. I'll do the Erie Indianas, but that's commentaries, so I can't really edit those. I edit the intros and outros and put the audio in the background, but that's fairly straightforward.
You guys were doing that every week.
Yeah, we were doing it every week. So,
and Max, I was saying at that point, I was also doing another 3-hour show every week and another. Even though Evangelion was 26 minutes long, the amount of research and doing that, syncing that up with the commentary track was just so hard that it took me an exorbitant amount of time. I was spending easily 6 to 7 hours a week on a 26-minute episode every week for Evangelion. That's
I
just for
didn't even
one
know
show.
How you guys were sleeping?
Well,
Yeah,
that's why we had to do it. That's why we took that New Year thing. That's why we did the every other episode,
Yeah.
which is crazy because we still do the same amount of work. We still with Monster Kid Mailbag. It's just a different format, I think.
Right.
Yeah, the mailbag episode we just have to record, and then I do have to edit those.
Mhm.
But because a lot of it is just reading responses, it's less intensive.
Yeah.
Man,
I can't imagine having that kind
Well,
of time.
we love it.
Yeah.
We don't.
We don't.
No, Ryan. I mean, that's part of it, man. I tried to explain it on Twitter, and I felt like really bad about the way I said it, but like legit, between that and watching the movies that we watch, and usually I'll try and watch them twice. We have to take all of our notes. I'll listen to podcasts. That's my research that I do. I don't do any academic research because there's no way, right? But I listen to podcasts for all the movies that we watch, several, and some are hard to find. Like there was a lot on It Comes at Night, but surprisingly very little on The Road. There was like almost no podcast for The Road. I don't think I found one actually.
Very cheerful movie.
Yeah. Everyone's excited to talk about that one and then so depressed afterwards.
Right.
But God, it was a powerful movie. But yeah, it's effort. I mean, it really is. But Mondo, you've stuck with you put out episode 3 kind of recently, right?
Yeah, I think so. We're gonna record 4 this weekend. I mean, we're gonna keep
Nice.
doing it. I am getting better. Like the process of editing is like it's going by a lot faster.
Yes, it will.
The main thing was just like scripting, like conversation, figuring out what we're gonna talk about.
Yep.
When we recorded a second episode that was just like the first one, and like where we just like went scene by scene. It almost felt like I was like, we can't do this. We can't.
Yeah.
I mean,
Tab, do you remember the episode where I had my breakdown? And I was like, Armando, I said the same thing to Tab. I was like, Tab, we can't fucking do this like this. Tab, what was it?
It was Lost Boys. We just watched that. Yes.
It was Near Dark, actually. It was after. Did we talk about Lost Boys first? Is that what we recorded
Yes,
first?
we talked about Lost Boys first.
So we talked about Lost Boys. I looked at the timer, 3 fucking hours on Lost Boys.
Jeez.
And we still had Near Dark to go. And it was like 11 o'clock on a weeknight. And Tab was like, all right, let's get in. I'm like, Tab, no fucking way. I can't do this. And I was like freaking out. And I felt really bad. That was the first time I really had to say.
The thing is, like, if you talk that long, like the time flies by, but it's just like thinking of the work that's going to come after all that. It's like,
oh my God, and that was when we switched. If you notice, that was when we switched from just doing a loose covering the movie to picking 3 scenes from the movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's when we made that switch. Was after that episode because that episode was nuts. I
So
think it
how
came
long-
out very good, but
How long did it take you to get your workflow down then, Tab?
Well, I had done Girls in the Back Row first, so once we started Test Pattern, I had it down pretty well by then. But when I started Girls in the Back Row, our first episode probably took me like 12 hours to edit because I was just like figuring out the software, and also I was doing it on GarageBand at that time, and GarageBand was not as user friendly as what I use now. I use Hindenburg now. So yeah, it probably took me about 12 hours to edit an episode.
I remember the first episode of Cinema Throwdown that I did. What was it? What was the first episode that we did? Was it RoboCop? Was that the first
I think
episode?
it was RoboCop, yeah.
Either that, no, it was The Notebook. Wasn't it The Notebook?
no, I think the Notebook was a response to the RoboCop.
Right,
To
I think so.
RoboCop. I remember because Annie and I were in the same room recording on one Blue Yeti because those first couple we recorded while she was visiting over summer break. And that's actually way worse. The way Tab and I do it, we do separate audio files. And that is a million times easier to edit than it is to do one audio file.
That's true. And when most of Girls in the Back Row is Kate and I in the same room.
Yeah.
So that was tough. There was stuff that I had to leave in because there was no way to cut it out. But for ours, we can cut out a lot more background noise.
And that's like for everyone that's recorded with us, Ryan, Mondo, you've recorded with us. We always make everyone, and so far, everyone has been able to record separately.
Right.
I think the only time it wasn't was the unreleased Scary Stories doc director.
Yeah, once that comes out, we can put that out. But
so that Scary Stories doc that's being made, I mean, you guys have seen that on Twitter. We interviewed that guy. We have an episode we recorded like freaking a year and a half ago, and he keeps telling us it's going to come out eventually. And I think it's showing in small venues, but
I
he
think
hasn't
so.
done like a
Maybe
big
festival?
release yet. So we're gonna release that eventually, but it's gonna sound
Yeah.
weird because it was us from like a year and a half ago, and we
Right. Yeah.
were like not, and it's all over Skype as well. So like the audio is not nearly as good.
Yeah.
I used a Blue Yeti for a long time as well. Now I have the studio mic that Tab gave me.
Yeah.
This is Kate's old mic actually.
Yeah, it is Kate's old mic.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure that out because me and Patrick, I mean, he lives in the same town as me, so we just record in the same room.
Yeah.
I'm just like, man, I don't know.
It's harder to edit, I'll say. I mean, I don't know how I would do it in the same room. I really don't. There it is. That's the first shot of Jason in the history of Jason. That's it. That's all you get.
I think they turned it into a dream sequence in the second one or something.
Yes. Well, they almost allude to the fact that
do.
it didn't actually happen, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, because then Jason's an adult in that movie. Maybe that explains.
Right. Maybe. Okay. Kind of right.
Oh, it's already a dream. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw this movie back in about 1984, and I remember it scared the shit out of me.
Oh, yeah. I
'Cause
remember
didn't expect it.
that picture of Jason was the one that was in this infamous special effects book. So
Mhm.
like, I remember that image of Jason a lot. And that was before I had seen any of the Jason movies. So I actually didn't see this movie until I was maybe like 25 or 26 years old. Like I was much older. I had
Wow.
seen like Jason X and Jason Goes to Hell long before I saw this movie.
Yeah, it
And this was
definitely-
all pre-internet really. So, I mean, I that didn't get spoiled for me.
Yeah. And I think that special effects book also had a picture of Kevin Bacon
Yep. With the
poking
arrow. Yeah.
arrow through.
Yeah.
And I'll always remember the Norris monster. That's where I first
Yeah.
saw the Norris monster from the thing. That black and white still of the Norris monster up on the ceiling with the neck extending down. I'll
Yep.
always remember.
I'm dying to know what this book was.
Dude,
Yeah,
we
me
have
too.
tried. My friend James, who I reference on the show once in a while, he lives in the town that I grew up in. And he went to the library where I talk about all the time where the bookmobile is, Ryan. And he looked for that book. He went in there and asked about it. He went and searched the stacks and it's not there.
Yeah.
And it's just a bummer. I don't know if we'll ever be able to find it. It's just, it only exists in our minds, but I remember it so vividly. And especially there was like some really cool werewolf shots and stuff in there too.
Well, I got into this movie effects and stuff because of a show on Nickelodeon.
I
It
don't
was
remember,
hosted-
Ryan. Sorry. Go ahead.
It was hosted by Leonard Nimoy,
Oh, really?
and it was called Standby Lights Camera Action. I thought I dreamed it because I couldn't find it. There's clips of it on YouTube now, but that's how I learned about Christine. That's how I learned about all kinds of stuff.
Oh, wow.
I
Yeah.
still
was a
need to
kid's
watch
show.
Christine. It was a kid show?
Yeah,
That's
it was
crazy
on
that they would
Nickelodeon.
talk about Christine on a kid's
Well, they were talking about how they lit the car on fire with
Right.
napalm.
Yeah.
They use napalm to do it?
Yeah.
That's right. It's
I know
jelly
that's a very
gasoline.
like famous movie and it's got a really cool scene of that, like the car on fire, but I didn't realize it was napalm. That's awesome.
Yeah. That's where I
Yeah.
learned about it.
And the scene
Um,
with all the lights in the car, that girl said it was so hot in the
Yeah.
back of their car because they filled the entire car with lights, basically.
That's crazy. Tab, do you remember what color the cover of the SFX book was?
I don't.
I don't
the only thing I
either.
remember about it was that it was all black and white
Yeah,
pictures. on
Black
the
and white
inside.
stills, production stills mostly, some back behind the scenes stuff. I remember like a sequence or like a bunch of shots of the different Exorcist makeups for
Yep.
Reagan. I
Yeah.
remember that, but like it's just that stuff that I remember. And
Mm.
I would have been so young that I don't know that I would have read. Dude, Tasso did this movie. Assisted by Tasso. Tom Savini assisted by Tasso. Tasso is talked about in all the commentaries that Tom Savini does. He talks
It's
about
his
him in
Greek
the-
friend, right?
Yeah. They talk about him in the Day of the Dead commentaries, the Dawn of the Dead commentaries. Tasso's like a legendary character, but I don't know who he is. I just know I recognize his name because
Yeah,
I hear about him in all the commentaries.
He's the hand that like grabs on to somebody, and you
Okay.
can tell it's a guy's hand, and he's wearing like a class ring. And apparently, Betsy Palmer saw that scene and created a whole backstory for her character,
Oh, really?
where
That's
like
awesome.
she got pregnant before she got married and had the guy's ring,
That's
and
so
but he
cool.
ditched her. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, Hottie, what did you think?
Well, it's kind of hard to tell. Like,
Yeah.
wasn't listening to any of it.
I will
but
also say this
looks
is like
good.
the least
I'm
exciting
sure it's
Jason movie
entertaining.
because Jason's barely in it. I think they get a lot campier, but they get much more over the top. I will recommend what is it? Part 4. Is it the final chapter? Is that what part 4 is?
Yes, I think so.
Yes,
That's a great one.
Well, he doesn't even get the hockey mask until the third movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will also say the second one is phenomenal. I love the second one, but
I
it's
love the second
it's
one.
also
That's
it's
my
very
favorite.
different because Jason hauls ass in that movie. He like runs at people in that movie, and that's rare for Jason.
Yeah.
He's also not as big in that one, like because is it
Mhm.
Steve Nash that's playing him?
Yeah, he was at the Days of the Dead, right? We saw him at Days of the Dead. We saw
Yeah, and
that,
Kane
Jason?
Hodder was there too.
Oh yeah, Kane Hodder was there, and he's a pretty beefy dude, Kane Hodder. He seems
That
like a
was
real dick though.
definitely before he became kind of the iconic look that he has now. He was still forming.
Yeah.
But great movie though, part 2. I love it.
Ryan, 2 to 4. 3 is the 3D one that does that gimmicky, like, oh, here's a pole right into the camera. Like, there's a lot of dumb shit in that movie. I told Tab we should do a bad 3D movie one, like Jaws 3D and Friday the 13th Part 3D. Because I think it's called Friday the 13th Part 3D. I don't think it's even called Part 3.
Yeah, I think so too, because the Waxworks had a record, and it was like the record album was in 3D.
I know Jaws 3 was Jaws 3D.
Yeah.
Jaws 3, I happen to really enjoy. It's a very guilty movie pleasure of mine.
Definitely not one of the better ones.
Oh, the image of Jaws at the end where it's just like a stationary shark floating directly towards the camera. It's supposed to be a 3D effect. Is nuts.
I still have to watch My Bloody Valentine because that was supposed to be in 3D too.
It was.
The remake was.
Save it, Tab, because I need to introduce you to that movie for an episode because I need your reaction on the episode. I think it's fucking great.
I thought it was pretty good, actually.
It was very. I saw it in theaters, so in 3D.
Oh, you got to
too.
see it in theaters?
I saw the 3D theater, and that was one of the first, like the new 3D glasses kind of thing.
Oh man,
so good. And what's the guy? The guy from
right?
Night of the Creeps? Tom Atkins. He's in that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that in the mind?
Yep.
Yep.
And the ending to that, no one spoiled it for Tab, but the ending with the arm.
No.
I was like, oh my God.
I need to watch that one again.
So good.
Yeah, I own that on Blu-ray. I actually bought that on Blu-ray in a Walmart bin. It was like $7, and I was so glad that I got that movie. I watch it every Valentine's Day now. It is my favorite Valentine's Day watch. And I know it's cliched to watch it on Valentine's Day, but I think it's great. It's a very good movie.
I mean, you say that when we're watching Friday the 13th.
Yeah, compared to Friday the 13th, that's a masterpiece. But I think that would have been really good to do with The Burning, but we did it with the Tom Savini episode, which Maniac was also really good too, though. I really liked that movie.
I watched so many of these movies back when they first came out, so
I'm so jealous. Like you
well,
and
most
Pete,
of them not in the theater. Usually it was home video.
Oh, okay.
home video. Like, did you go to drive-ins at all? Did you see any of these in drive-ins?
Yeah.
Oh, this would have been a great drive-in movie. I think Friday the 13th would have been great.
Trying to remember the first horror movie I saw in a drive-in. It was a long time ago.
The only movies I've ever seen in a drive-in, because there was none. By the time I was old enough to go to a drive-in, they were gone. They were long gone. So like, I turned 18. Well, I turned 16 so I could drive in, what year was it, Tab? What year did we turn 16?
99.
No, it was like 96 or 97.
Yeah.
No, 98. Was it 98?
97 or 98, depending on
Yeah.
when you were born.
Yeah. April of 83. But I saw X-Files the movie with double feature with, was it A Perfect Plan? The Viggo Mortensen.
Oh, we were just talking about.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. I saw that as a double feature.
That's
and they showed A Perfect Plan first, and I just about fell asleep through X-Files the movie. And I don't like the government shit anyways. And I remember X-Files the movie being mostly government stuff.
I think I went to see The Lion King at a drive-in.
Oh man, I saw The Lion King double feature with Angels in the Outfield.
Oh,
4
wow.
hours in theaters. I remember that.
I saw Tron.
Nice.
Oh, the original Tron in the drive-in?
Yeah, that's how I first saw
Oh,
it.
that's cool. That's really cool.
We still
That's
got
where
one.
I saw Terminator 2 was the first time. I
Terminator
saw
2,
that.
nice.
Yeah.
Is
My
it a
first
nice
one was
one, the
just-
one in Atlanta?
No. No, because we went there, my wife and I went there for a date, and we saw Land of the Lost and Drag Me to Hell.
Oh,
wow.
my God.
That was the double feature, and we really just went to see Drag Me to Hell. So
Right.
we showed up late and saw the last half hour of Land of the Lost. But I was like, yeah, this is a pretty shoddy looking place.
Yeah.
Talk about 90s shows. Watch the 90s Land of the Lost? I totally did.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Holy hell. That whatever that little monkey character was, he was demented in that show.
Yeah.
Like there was an episode I remember where he like became evil and he was like an evil little Sasquatch running around. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was Chaka.
Chaka, that's right.
Yeah.
Chaka, watch out for him. He'll get you, man.
Dude, for real. It's even scarier because he's like a dwarf Bigfoot. Bigfoot's scary enough, but a dwarf Bigfoot that's mobile is even scarier. What do we think of Drag Me to Hell? A lot of people didn't like it. They thought Sam Raimi had lost his ability to really do horror movies.
I love it. I love that film.
Tab, have you seen it?
Drag Me to Hell? Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay.
It's not my favorite Raimi movie, but I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Dig it.
I mean, especially for like the time, like I think the time it came out, like there wasn't anything else like it, so people probably just weren't used to or ready for something. He still had his like horror comedy thing going on.
Yeah, people are weird about that.
The scene in the car where she fights the gypsy lady.
Yeah, with the staple gun, right? Isn't it a staple gun that she used?
Yeah.
Is that the one with the goat in it too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I will say too.
I have to praise Alison Lohman for like having the guts to put so many things in her mouth during that film.
I was just gonna say, having the gypsy gum her chin. I was like, oh my god.
Well, there's also that scene where she pukes up like worms and insects and stuff, and that was like, I think that some of that was real. So.
I think it's because Sam Raimi likes to torture Bruce Campbell and he wasn't available.
Right.
And his brother.
Absolutely. Yeah, and Ted Raimi. Is Ted Raimi in that one? I don't think so.
Think so, no.
He doesn't even have a cameo. Usually he
gets a cameo. And I thought he would have been perfect to be the bank manager, but they used the guy from Night of the Creeps instead, which I'm fine with. He's kind of a famous horror actor. I don't know what his name is. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know what his name is.
He's got like the horseshoe hair or something like that.
Yeah. And that would have been a perfect role for Ted Raimi, but
Ted does die and everything.
Yeah.
He's currently doing he just did the last season of Ash versus the Evil Dead.
That's what I heard. Did I don't want a lot of spoilers, but did they bring back Henrietta?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
At him.
I'm rewatching I rewatched season 1 and I'm like halfway through season 2 right now.
The morgue is nuts.
Dude, oh my god. I'll say
that is so wrong.
It blew my mind. I was like, holy shit. I've never seen something like that before. And I'm so glad that Starz has the ability to do things like that. Yeah, we can't talk about it because Tav hasn't seen it yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen the second season at all.
Oh, man.
I was equal parts cringing and laughing.
Yes, exactly. It was the perfect balance because Ash is so self-aware. He's like, "Oh no, not," and then it happens, and I couldn't believe it actually happened.
You could see it coming, but
for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, it is an insane scene. And if you even just Google "Evil" or Ash vs. Evil Dead morgue, if you just want to watch that scene, it's worth it. It's so worth it.
Pretty crazy.
Yes, it's nuts. Get it?
That's another guy that's super fun to listen to because I got to listen to him, Bruce Campbell, talk. Yeah,
dude, why does he not have a podcast?
I don't know.
I know. I like it when he's on the Nerdist.
Yeah.
See, I don't listen to the Nerdist. I should probably.
I don't like
How Did This Get Made either because they ripped Hell Comes to Frogtown apart, and I turned my back on them. I only listened to one episode.
Insane.
I went through their canon and I saw, they have a Hell Comes to Frogtown, so I listened to it. And I was so offended that they hated it so much. I was like, I fucking love this movie. And that was it. I think I did listen to Ernest. Did they do Ernest Goes to Jail?
Yeah.
Okay. I listened to that one. And I also have a soft spot for Ernest. And they ripped that apart too.
Well, I don't love your show any less because you don't like Jaws.
There we go. I know. And it's like, looking back, I was actually just telling Tab, I wanted to Return of the Living Dead again because we did it with Jaws. And I have no memory of that episode at all. I don't remember recording it, and I don't remember what I said. I just remember saying I was a little underwhelmed with Jaws, and that was a big thing. That was like the beginning of me taking bold stances and really being like just out there, belligerent Jacob. I'm just going to put my opinion out there.
I also said that I was underwhelmed by Jaws too, though. So.
Yeah.
I get it, but I still love that movie.
No, there's
It
so
is
many
still
people that
great.
do. Like, we are the minority.
Yeah.
We fully acknowledge that.
It's still a great movie, but we get to watch a lot of really good movies. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, like, seriously, every single one in here basically has given us movies that have blown our goddamn minds. Like, I can straight up tell you right now, Armando with Inside, I loved Martyrs, but Inside affected me in a way that I don't know any other movie can affect me. I've never seen someone tortured so much.
I haven't had the guts to watch that one yet.
Oh, dude, it's so good, but it affected me in the same way that The Road did. Like, those movies will be with me forever. And then Max, dude, Jigsaw, or not Jigsaw,
Pieces.
Fuck me, man.
Pieces.
That movie's so good. And I was just flipping through my DVD wallet, and Ryan Haunted Honeymoon is still like, I fucking am charmed by that movie still to this day.
We loved Ryan. We loved The Keep.
I cannot.
We loved The Keep.
Oh, and The Keep too. Holy shit! Yeah,
Yeah, I couldn't believe you guys were covering The Keep, a movie I watched when.
Thank Ryan for that. I mean,
yeah,
he's in
Ryan
here right
was
now.
the one that introduced us to that.
I think I saw that.
That was like a Michael Mann episode.
Yeah. We did Manhunter and The Keep. We loved The Keep.
Yeah.
I keep hoping Waxworks will do a Keep soundtrack because I will buy that day one.
What's the monster's name? It starts with an M.
Oh,
or
crap.
something? Is it Moloch?
Something
I don't
like
know.
that. Yeah.
But like,
Something
is
like
he
that.
not
Malasar, thank
Malasar?
you. Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
he
there you
not Apocalypse? Like, I swear to God, he looks exactly like Apocalypse from X-Men. It's the same super big shoulders and everything.
Oh, I think that TV show actually covered that movie.
What TV show? Oh, they did Manhunter. Hannibal did Manhunter.
No. Sorry, the Keep.
What TV show did?
That Standby Lights Camera Action.
Oh,
They covered
you're
The
kidding.
Keep.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's
There
where
you
I
go.
first saw the outfit with the big shoulders thing.
Nah.
That was a long time ago. Holy crap!
There's Kitty Pride.
Oh, she's so
She
cute.
hates it though. You can tell. She's like, "Get me the fuck out of here!
Yeah.
Dare you? Struggle! All right,
She's so adorable though.
She's out.
And she's
She's
very
had
soft.
enough. She is very soft. She's like sitting there looking at me. She's like, "Don't look. You can look, but don't touch." That's what she tells me all the
I
time.
have a cat like that too. She
I
only has
wanted some treats, man.
Well, I
My
hate
cat
to
wants
do this.
attention now.
I'm gonna have to skate.
No,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
same
we're-
for us.
we're
Yeah,
gonna have to
We're
get
wrapping
going
it
as
up
well.
too.
All
But
right.
no,
Well,
this,
happy early birthday, Jacob.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Wait till the episode. Everyone's gonna be sorely disappointed. 'Cause I even told Tab at the end. That, like, I'll admit, belligerence to a new level. I told Tab she's really stubborn on air. Did you put it in the episode, Tab? Are you cutting it?
I'm going to put it in the episode.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think it's fair to say I'm stubborn. I just thought we should do it because we
I
kept
fought
talking it up.
against it. I fought against Van Helsing and League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I did. I said,
That was your idea.
"Had I do this?"
Well, I took your advice, man, and I heard you talk about it, and I went back and watched it, and I was like, yeah, this isn't as fun as I remember.
Which one did you watch? Van Helsing?
Van Helsing.
That was the worst one. In my opinion, I think Tab liked that a little bit more.
I think I just had more fun with it than League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. There was a lot of stuff to like in both of them, even though they were both ridiculous.
Whoa! the Frankenstein. But yeah, it's a hell of an episode, and it ends up being kind of my birthday episode. So we hope you guys enjoy it. I mean, we had fun, kind of ripping the movies, doing like the ripping the movie thing. We never really get a chance to do that because movies are always so good. But we got to mix it up once in a while. After Dahmer and then The Road, like we're at our wits' end with heavy shit. We can't do it anymore.
Man.
Dude, that Dahmer episode messed me up.
Oh God, yeah, that was brutal. And my dad fucking hit me. When I saw him, I went home and he straight up smacked me in the arm. He's like, "Why are you doing an episode on Jeffrey Dahmer? And then you tell the story about your mother. She's gonna be mortified." It's like, she's not gonna listen to it, Mom. She's like, and then I even told her what I said. She's like, "He's a sick man. He got what he deserved." She held to it today. So, Ryan, you said your episode's gonna be lighter.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. Seriously, thank you for hanging out again, though. Like, honestly, we've been doing it.
So much for hanging out.
Honestly, everyone in this room, thank you so much. Seriously.
Have a great night, guys.
Peace out.
I apologize for that.
Oh, no. Road rage is a thing, man. total understanding on that.
I won't do that again. That actually wasn't me.
When he popped up again at his house, I was like, "Oh, he made it home safe."
Yeah, he didn't get arrested.
I'm really sorry.
No,
it's okay.
Not at all. All right, guys. Everyone take it easy. Have a great night.
Have a good
Watch
night,
Friday
guys.
the 13th again. Watch something else.
See you guys.
Awesome. Had a blast.
All right, take it easy, guys.
Bye.